Hello and welcome back to the Real Estate Roundup podcast. I am your host, Kobe Zinn, and I am joined here as always by my co hosts, Andres Martinez and Tony Flores, real estate agents and investors out of the great state of Texas. How are you guys doing today?
I'm
Great.
doing great. Howdy.
Howdy.
Awesome, man. Sounds great. And I'm super excited to be bringing you guys this episode today because we are going to be talking about some of the new tools and programs and updates to the eXp business model for real estate agents, brokers, and teams coming here in 2024 and newly launched programs that we are very excited about. But before we dig into that, let's take a moment here and kind of catch up a little bit. So, what have you guys been up to this past week or so? We will start with you, Tony, and then we will go to you, Andres. But what have you been up to?
Keeping busy. So I've got listing that just came to market who had an open house for it on the weekend, had some pretty good activity, and another listing coming up tomorrow. And that's help the seller do some last minute lawn mowing and kind of just they had some decluttering of it as well. So just helped her with that process and got a few things out of the house that she just kind of was ready. She kind of was ready to wash her hand of it. So I was able to pick up kind of the last pieces and help her out with that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, I know you've got a lot going on, Tony, with the real estate world and helping people with their problems, right? I think you have just helped somebody close the stop before closure as well, which is pretty
Yeah.
interesting. But that's awesome. So what about you, Andres? I know you got some pretty cool things happening and some pretty cool things coming up as well.
I had a blue tape and walkthrough with a client here recently. I also had a home inspection. I've been networking with a lot of new builders, just trying to see the incentives. I also been communicating with loan officers. As we know, the interest rates took a little hike. Inflation numbers weren't what we thought they were going to be. So just trying to figure out what type of programs are out there. I did have a first time home buyer event for Spanish speaking clients that I co branded with the loan officer. That went well. And now I'm getting ready and preparing to go to Cabo. So that's a big EXP mastermind event. And I can tell you my wife is getting ready as well. I went to the gym this morning. When I came back, all her clothes is on the bed, prepared for the trip. So we're a bit excited.
That's awesome, man. Well, I hope you guys have a great time in Cabo. I know it's a great event with EXP and a lot of learning and a lot of agents really getting excited for the potentials of Qs 2 all the way through Q4 for the rest of the year. So it's a really great event to go to. If you guys are listening to this and you are interested in events like this, make sure to reach out to Andres. He's kind of our events masters here at the Real Estate Roundup show. So
I'm lucky that my wife is an EXP agent and she's on board to go on every trip. So it's fun for us. And we
yeah,
learn a lot. We learn a lot.
absolutely. It's a good time and it's great for education as well. So it's a good transition because today we're going to be talking about all of the new updates and tools and programs that EXP is bringing to other agents and agents within EXP coming here in 2024. So the very first thing is a lot of people might have already seen this out there on the internet with social media posts and different people sharing content about EXP. But eXp World just got a massive revamped update where now we are actually able to access eXp World within our browsers on our computers, on our iPads, on our phones, and even if you own one, your VR headset as well. So it has made it really easy for agents to be able to receive broker support and support from other staff members at eXp as well. So my question to you guys today is how has this new eXp World update made it easier for you to get brokerage support, and how has your experience been with the new eXp World interface? And we will start with you, Tony, and then we will again jump to you, Andres.
Yeah. So using the new EXP, just going online with eXp.world has been really very beneficial to me because, for instance, instead of needing to be tied down to my desktop computer or anything like that, I don't. I can actually use it on my mobile device now. So I was able to be part of the Texas broker meeting, even though I was on the road. Just kind of was able to hear what was going on with the meeting because I was driving. So it's almost like listening to an audiobook or podcast, something that I can hear in the background of any updates that are happening in the Texas market. So it was very beneficial, and yeah, I definitely love the new option, or the new eXp world, because it just makes it more convenient. Because I do a lot of things as agents. We do a lot of things on our mobile devices, so that just brings it helps us probably just do our job better, just because we have more access.
Right, and I know that was a big talking point of this new eXp World update, which is now we're able to access it within our mobile devices. Right, in the past, it was harder to do that. For those who don't know, eXp World used to be a desktop app on your computer or laptop. So now with the new update, it has made it really easy for agents. As we all know, agents are all the time out and about, so it has made it really easy to get access to a broker, participate in meetings and trainings on the go. So
Yeah.
same question to you, Andres. With this new eXp World update, how has your experience been, and what have you experienced as a benefit for you to be able to get broker support even easier through this new eXp World update?
So the accessibility is actually same as Tony. I was out in the field. I had a question before. I had to pull out my computer, boost everything up. I usually have like an iPad with me, so I was able to access it on the iPad. I was able to communicate with a broker, navigate through the room fairly easily, and get my question answered. Also, it was pretty cool. I had to create a new emoji, so that's always fun.
Yeah, the new avatar representation, right, of your of your character within eXp World. So eXp World it's truly a business metaverse for agents to be able to access support to their brokers at eXp, to get access to trainings live time. And if you guys out there who are interested in checking this out, getting a sneak peek of eXp World or eXp.world, our new update, make sure to reach out to one of us, and we'll give you a guest pass.
Another thing is, I know for a lot of people, it's intimidating, especially when you're a new agent, just communicating with your broker. Everyone's always afraid. Is it a dumb question? Should I already know this? Well, anytime you're doing real estate, you're working in the best interest of your client. So it's best to have the correct answer, and make sure any question that you have is answered correctly. Sometimes some people think that joining some brokerage like EXP might be a little bit intimidating or even hard. It's actually the easiest way to communicate with a broker, and brokers are available during business hours and on weekends, which makes it very convenient because I could get it. I might have a question and I might have it answered within 10 minutes. If you're dealing with an individual broker and that individual broker has 50 to 100 agents, and let's just say 10 of us have a question, if it's going to be hard to answer everybody in a timely manner, usually they try to answer it within a 24-hour to same day period. With EXP, you can usually get at least be in communication in a conversation with a broker within 10 minutes.
Yeah. And yeah, that's a great point. And one of the reasons why we do that is because we have, designated managing broker, and also we have a number of brokers that also are brokers that are in proportion to how many agents are in our state. So we have a great support system. So and different states have
Once
different number of brokers, just to make sure there's enough support. So one person is tied up doing something else, there's just you have a pool of brokers that can help you with eXp. So that's awesome.
Once you do it once, guys, it's fairly easy to navigate. And believe it or not, like I said, my wife is also an agent. I actually started off on a boutique brokerage, and I was a little intimidated, and just intimidated on how much business I can take care of and how many clients I could service. Because I always want to make sure that I give up my undivided attention, and I want to make sure that I'm being very thorough with them. So with EXP, by having access to eXp.world, and having different training and just being able to communicate with the broker when I had a question, I am able to absorb and take care of a lot more clients. I think I did in 4 months with EXP what I was doing with a year prior to joining. So I think it's the best thing for someone's business. You do it once, guys. That doubt that you had, you'll never have it again.
Yeah.
Right. And as you guys are sharing your thoughts on this, I actually pulled up eXp World on my phone. So as you can see, it's really easy to use. This is the avatar representation of me. And this little button here is how you actually move around the office. So as you can see, I'm in the welcome area here. And if you click the little menu on the side, you can see you're able to jump into different departments. You're able to edit your avatar character. So, it's very easy to use, as Andres was just sharing. So I was actually able to pull it up right here on my phone as we were speaking about it. So again, makes it super convenient for people to use, and love the new update myself as well. And they're really having a lot of fun with these new avatar characters.
You should be able to access it at any time, anywhere. Unless sometimes if you have AT&T, man, then that's a network.
As long as you don't have a network.
That's a network issue.
Right. Yeah. If you're not able to access it, that's just that's your own network issue. But that's really awesome. That's really exciting new update. So that's the first update that we have. The second one is something that actually came out in 2023, but is really picking up more speed as we jump in here to 2024, which is a new program eXp has just launched for independent brokerages and teams called the Boost program. So I have right here in front of me the actual official document that eXp has explaining what this Boost program is. And I'm just going to relay this information to you guys to explain what this program is. So the Boost program aligns the interests of broker owners, agents, and eXp Realty through a shared commitments of eXp's values and goals. The eXp Realty growth team will determine cultural alignment and manage the agreement terms. So basically what it is actually a financial incentive for independent brokerages and teams who wishes to align their business with eXp. And they do have to qualify, and the following criteria is what an independent team or brokerage have to meet in order to qualify for this potential financial incentive. So as part of this program, eXp Realty will provide financial incentives to independent brokerages and teams that are culturally aligned and have more than 50 agents and a minimum of $100 million in sales volume in the originating country over the previous 12-month fiscal period. So if you have an operational brokerage in different countries, it's within one specific country. Also, you cannot be affiliated with any non-independent franchise, and you must be culturally aligned and committed to adhering to the eXp Realty model, and you must be invested in the continued growth of eXp Realty through the revenue share and agent equity programs as well. So that is the Boost program. It is essentially an additional incentive for independent brokerages to move their business and partner with eXp. So really what I wanted to kind of talk about is on top of this Boost program, there are already additional benefits or already benefits for brokerages to move over to eXp and actually partner their business with eXp. And I really kind of want to get your take on what are some of the benefits that you foresee, especially here in 2024, having heard all of the news about, lawsuits and different lawsuits picking up in different states. What would be the benefit of an independent brokerage of that size to actually partner their business with EXP? So again, we'll start with you, Tony, and then we will get your take on this.
I think it's a great option because for the first time that I'm aware of, that EXP is providing a financial incentive to people that are open to joining EXP and go under the EXP umbrella, so they can continue to use their own type of. They can use their name, and they just say, "This is the, you know, the this your team is brokered by EXP," and they can continue to use their name, their logos, and things like that. But they have the protection as far as insurance and the back office type things that a lot of brokers get bogged down with, that they are now able to transition and put that on the shoulders of the EXP support network, which is a huge network. Over 87,000 team members right now, or agents in EXP, and it's just it's a great great option because they don't have to have so much liability and so much back end work. They can potentially even have they might have some employees that are support employees, but they at the end of the day they could be an expense that brokerages are kind of looking to save money and things like that. So they can get financial incentive to reduce their payroll, essentially reduce their expenses, and benefit from the the name of EXP, and also the resources. We have tons of resources and training. They can continue to do their own training, but they also have the backdrop with EXP training as well.
Right, and that's a really good point you brought up, which is the elimination or reduction of liability. Right, because what a lot of people out there who are not brokers don't know is the brokers, especially independent brokers, carry a lot of liability with a broker's license. And as we have seen in the past couple of months with the NAR lawsuits and some attorneys going after the bigger real estate brokerages, we've actually seen the past couple of months, more recently, independent brokerages, right, of that size of 50 to 100 agents being named in local lawsuits as well. So again, we're not talking about the merits here of a certain lawsuit like that, but even just fighting it, right, even if you win, come out on top, still a lot of stress and a lot of money invested into fighting lawsuits like this. So with EXP, you essentially basically offload all of that liability onto EXP World Holdings, which is a publicly traded company with our own legal team built in place. And you do not have to worry about these liability issues anymore moving forward. So that's a really good point. Again, same to you, Andres. For independent broker, what would be some of the benefits of them moving their business over and partnering with us here at EXP?
I think the biggest one is the one you just hit the nail right in its head, and it's the litigation that's going on right now. Being a small brokerage, it could be a hard hit to absorb. Being part of a bigger structure that has legal representation, and like you said, it's a public trading company. They just have a little bit more assets, and they're able to absorb that hit because potentially there could be a hit, and just mitigating and trying to minimize as many liabilities as possible. But I think that right now is probably one of the most important because as that specific lawsuits and their keep coming up, it's eventually going to hit the smaller boutique style brokerages. And will they be able to absorb them? That's all up to their specific structure. But I would think I would rather be a part of a bigger brokerage at that point.
Right, absolutely. So very important here. Being able to offload that liability as a broker is something that I think a lot of people who are in that position want to do. But in the past, traditionally in the industry, there wasn't a way for somebody to build an income like a real estate broker without having that liability. It sort of just came with it with your broker's license. Now with EXP, you have the opportunity to continue earning from the agent's production in your group, in your brokerage, in your organization, but you no longer have that liability. And you also now, with the eXp revenue sharing model, are able to expand your market share of agents that you can actually work with in your team, not just in your state, right? Which, again, in the past with a broker's license, you're only able to sponsor agents under your license in your state. But with eXp, you now have a global market share, so you can bring agents over to your team in all 50 states and actually 24 additional countries on top of that, as well as have better and more agent attraction and retention tools as well. On top of all of that, eXp now has the Boost program for you if you are an independent broker and qualify for a financial incentive as well.
Yeah.
So it's truly a benefit for brokers to move over
Brand
here.
recognition too.
Yeah, and the other thing we might want to mention as well, sometimes agents leave the brokerage because they have to move out of town. So, in this case, don't necessarily need to leave eXp. They could potentially, build out another team in a different city or a different state as well.
Yep, absolutely. So expand your market share, reduce your liability. It's all some of the benefits here with eXp for independent brokerage. So the second big program that eXp launched, again, a little bit after the Boost program was announced, is the Thrive program. So if you are a team leader, right, if you're not an independent broker and you don't hold a broker's license, but you have a successful real estate team, the Thrive program is a very similar program to the Boost program for you. So again, I have in front of me the official eXp document explaining the qualifications and the benefits of the Thrive program for teams. And here's what it says. So Thrive provides an incentive model for a team's move to eXp Realty. Once onboarded, the new team who just joined eXp will qualify for an equity award based on their previous 12 months production with a value equal to 25% of the hypothetical retained company dollar that would have been paid during that period had they been at eXp. So they are assuming that you have been with eXp in the past 12 months and then giving you an equity award based on 25% of the entire split that you and your team would have paid at eXp is what that means. Once onboarded, the new team lead will be granted an equity award that vests after the first 3 years with eXp according to the team's average retained company dollar during the first 3 years. And they do have to go through a qualification process as well. And the qualifying criteria includes, as a part of the program, eXp will provide teams with an equity award, and teams must have more than 10 team members in addition to the team leader. So you have to have at least 10 team members in your team and a minimum of $40 million in total volume produced in the past 12 months as well. So again, the same qualifications or very similar qualifications are here present with the Thrive model as well. And again, team leaders who are participating in the Thrive model and who qualify, who decide to move their team over to eXp, will receive an equity award, so stock incentives within the company. So very similar question to you guys on this one as well. So we talked about brokerages moving over to eXp. Now, kind of a similar audience here with team leaders. Maybe this team leader has 10 agents, maybe 20, 50. But what will be the benefits for a team leader to actually move their team to eXp instead of staying with their current team model or potentially opening up their own brokerage as another option? Why would they want to move over to eXp? And what are the benefits of the equity award model for a team leader and their team's production? Again, we will start with you, Tony, and then we will get your take on this.
Yeah, I think it's another great option because the people that are team leaders typically they already have their own program, they already have their own system, so they can actually get equity incentives, so essentially stock, right? It's kind of what we're talking about. They can get stock at a in relation to the amount of production they've done at their current brokerage. So they potentially could be eliminating desk fees. They could be potentially eliminating the overhead fees of their office. and different things like that they don't necessarily need the office environment to operate. And if they have their own office, they can continue to do that as well. That's not necessarily part of the EXP's model, but if they do that, that's fine. But they're a lot of times, in a lot of cases, they're going to be stripping away maybe the cap that could be higher, and in some cases there's no cap in some of these brokerages that we have seen as well. So if they could potentially just reduce their cap to $16,000, and if there's a team, they also have a cap, things that can be spread across different team members as well. So this is a really great option. Again, if somebody wants to be within the EXP support network and just come on board, see what it's like, and just experience what it would be like to have equity in your company, instead of instead of a fancy plaque and things to adorn your desks and things like that. So this is equity. This is something that grows. And generally speaking, it will grow over time, and be a benefit that could potentially be for retirement or whatever you'd like to do with it after its vesting period.
Right. That's absolutely. So it's almost like owning your brokerage without starting a brokerage or getting a broker's license. That's what the equity awards and equity model does for team leaders and even individual agents who decide to partner their business with EXP, right? Because you are actually receiving ownership in the form of equity through EXP's production model. So same question to you, Andres, from the teams and team leaders that you've seen out there in real estate, what are some of the benefits that you think EXP and the model can provide for a team leader to produce more, attract more agents, and also retain more agents?
I think as far as just like being more efficient, um, all your agents will be able to generate a lot more business just because you have like SkySlope. There's as far as managing documents, it's probably one of the best softwares I've worked with, and it's being overseen. And if there's an issue there, it gets like a little red flag, and then there's a note there, and then you address it, and then you could push forward because there's someone already in place to take care of your agent's transactions. That's one thing that the team leader doesn't have to worry about. They do, the team lead can always be the resource, but you have more sets of eyes on your transaction. So more efficient because you're able to generate more business because you got more eyes on your transaction with SkySlope. As far as growth, the greatest feeling as an agent that I have experienced in my 3 years has been having equity in stock, just watching my business grow without me having to do anything. So if I close on a property 3, 4 months ago, that's the gift that kept on giving because I have allotted 5% of my commission to go into an equity stock or stock. And then when you close on a certain benchmarks, you get equity stock from the brokerage. So anytime I log on and I do it, I don't do it as often as I did when I first started. When you first start, man, it's like the greatest feeling. Log on, go to your ShareWorks, and see your growth because it happens exponentially. As you grow in your business, that stock grows. So it's something that always puts a smile in my face and it makes me feel good just because I'm seeing my business grow. And instead of it being a transactional, just like I don't like being transactional with my clients, I build a relationship with them and I make sure I nurture that relationship and take care of them. Well, my stock, right? It's just not transactional. Um, Actually, it keeps on growing throughout my partnership with EXP. So that's one of the great things is that you can see your business grow even after you close on a deal. and then being able to network. Um, the thing is, we are part of the Wolf Pack, and it's one of the bigger teams as far as for resources that we have in EXP. Um, and I think even the information I have been, Connors has those masterminds. He had one about health and just making sure you take care of your body. Since I've heard that, I lost 20 something pounds because it benefited me. So, how does that benefit your business, guys? Well, I can actually move around a lot better. My joints are not hurting. And I'm a lot fresher. I think a lot more clear. I think a lot clearer now. And you also get trained in on how not to get bogged down with different things in life, how you could multitask, how you could work on your health and take in a mastermind that is helping you grow within your business. So the thing about EXP, it's a full circle. They're going to give you advice in different aspects. So you come on as a team, but then you also are going to have a lot more resources that are going to affect your business in a positive way. I think that call when we did jump on with Connor, as far as taking care of my body, has been one of the greatest things I've done for my business because now I'm able to maximize my time because I'm not feeling tired at. I don't take that 2 o'clock nap anymore, guys. It's gone.
Right. Absolutely. And that is a huge benefit for teams coming over is you are not only able to take advantage of the model, but you're able to take advantage of the additional trainings and support and additional masterminding coaching that you get as a benefit for being part of this big revenue sharing group. So again, just want to touch on some things that you talked about here, Andres, which is the equity awards program, right? Basically, you're able to take a percentage of the commissions that you're earning at EXP, and you're able to buy EXP stock at a discount. So you're actually getting a discount on those stocks. So it's like every time you close a transaction, you're getting paid for the rest of your career here at EXP on those transactions that you've closed in the past, right? And that is something that you do not see at any other brokerage. And for a team, again, to come over to EXP, it's not only just a great agent attraction tool, because we all know teams, they want to bring more agents to be a part of their team. But one of the big issues team leaders have is retaining their agents, right? Because of the additional splits agents are paying to their team leaders. Many times, a lot of agents will grow out of their teams and compete with their team leaders or go independent at the same brokerage or even at a different brokerage. Well, at eXp, we have what's called a revenue sharing model that allows you to retain your agents and still get paid on the production, but the agents themselves do not have to split additional commissions with you. So it's a mutually beneficial uh, program for both you and your agents as well. Again, and that is a good transition into the third eXp program that was launched, which is the Accelerate program for the revenue sharing model. Again, if you're not familiar with the revenue share model at eXp, it is a way for agents to attract other agents to join the company. And every time an agent closes a transaction, the attracting agent will actually get paid a portion of the split that the agent is paying to eXp. So the agents are getting to keep their full commission, and eXp, the company, is paying you for attracting that agent over to the company. So the Accelerate program is basically a way for agents to be able to take better advantage of the revenue sharing model. And what the Accelerate program is actually designed to reduce barriers and incentivize newly joining agents to grow their organization at eXp by automatically opening up revenue share tiers 2 and 3. So it is a tiered system, so allows agents to earn revenue share, more revenue share from the agents in their group. And eXp Realty agents can actually focus more of their attention on their production while welcoming highly producing agents to the company. Again, the program automatically opens up revenue shares tiers 2 and 3 for a 12-month period, creating the opportunity to have what's called 10 frontline qualifying agents immediately. And this can open up the exponential or higher earning potential component of EXP's revenue share program in your first year at the company. And after that 12-month period, the standard revenue share criteria will apply. And again, if you're hearing about this for the first time, it may not make a lot of sense. But again, we encourage you to reach out because this is a very new program as far as comparing it to other programs within the real estate industry. So if you are wanting to get more information about the revenue share program in general, make sure to reach out to us. But my question to you guys is over the revenue share program, right? So it is a big attraction and retention tool for agents of the company. And I want to get your take on what it is that you believe are the benefits of an agent to take advantage of the revenue share program, and how have you taken advantage of the EXP revenue share program? So we'll start with you, Andres, on this one, and then we'll go to Tony.
So I think the revenue program is actually probably one of the most motivational programs that helps motivate agents to see each other's success. So as we bring people on board and as if we share the EXP model, um, we have agents that'll practically join and we will be their sponsor. Every time that agent closes on a transaction, um, you get a specific revenue share for that specific agent. So, what I know is that creates a great environment to want to help grow people so they can be successful within their business. EXP is probably the only brokerage. Well, I've only been a part of one other brokerage, but I have never heard someone um, necessarily talk about competing, but they're always talking about how they can help me grow, how they can help someone else grow, how they grew, and how they can share those experiences. Also, a lot of people share on how they have helped other agents grow within their business and how they've been able to benefit and how their revenue share has grown. So I think it just sets an environment with a revenue share where people are motivated to help each other because you do receive an incentive for it. But it creates the proper mentality for growth for everyone and not necessarily me. There's enough business for everyone to grow within EXP.
Right, absolutely. It aligns your interest with other agents' interests that you're bringing over to the company, and that creates a really positive, healthy culture and environment for the entire brokerage. So, same question to you, Tony. How are agents benefiting from the revenue share model at EXP, and what have you seen from your own revenue share experience are the most beneficial aspects of this model?
Yeah, this is one of the things that's really the revenue share model is really what distinguished EXP and from other brokerages. They were groundbreaking in this aspect, whereas a previous model had done a previous had done a profit sharing, and this is a revenue sharing model. So the component is really, it's based off of revenue earned and not just the what could fluctuate quite a bit more, which is the profit. So when you think about profit, it's after all expenses get paid. If there's potential, we've been talking about the lawsuits and things like that. So where does that come out of? That comes out of profit as well. So the EXP model is based on revenue, and I compare it to, if you go to a restaurant and you buy a soda, the revenue is how much you're paying for it, and the profit is how much they make after all their expenses, paying off all the utilities and all that kind of stuff. So that's the difference between revenue and profit. Now, with EXP offering this new incentive, this is a 12-month incentive. Just say, you can bring in more people, and the people that you're bringing in and sharing the model with, that if everyone loves, if the people that are experiencing it get shown it and they love it and they decide to join, now you're getting the benefit of having what's called just opening up what's called their tiers. So in our model, there are different tiers on how much out of the EXP pocket, uh, the EXP 20% transaction pocket you get paid. So it's a great benefit because essentially it's opening up more avenues of revenue, more income that potential that we didn't have in the past. So it's essentially unlocking levels, and which is a great benefit for sure. Great benefit. So and it's really, I don't know how much longer it's going to last, but right now it's active, and it's a great incentive to just try to introduce more people into EXP and let them see what the revenue share program can do for them.
Right. That's a good point, right? We don't know how long these programs are going to last, right? This is a real benefit and a bonus on top of what EXP is already providing, which is the revenue share model in general. And for people who don't, who are, this is the first time you're hearing about revenue share or profit share or any type of model like this, the easiest way, the simplest way that I can explain it is it is a way for an agent, an individual agent, to be able to earn income like a broker or a team leader would, without any of the liability, without any of the supervision responsibilities, or any of the capital overhead that a team leader or broker owner has to actually carry. So you can earn income like a brokerage owner without any of the negatives involved in doing that, such as a liability, which again, we talked quite a bit about through the Boost program as well. So again, if you're interested in doing something like that, make sure to look at the description below this video, and make sure to reach out. And we'll be more than happy to explain what that is a little bit more in depth for you. But just to wrap up today's episode, I want to kind of just get your take on what new EXP update in 2024, or that's already been launched in 2023, that is relatively newer, are you most excited about coming into Q2 of 2024 and moving forward? So what is the most excited you are? So what program about EXP are you most excited that they're just launching or have just recently launched to us as agents of the company? Again, we'll start with you, Andres, on this one, and we will wrap up with you, Tony.
I am excited of the sports division that is in the works. That is something that really excites me. I love sports. I would love to, I'm a big Spurs fan here in San Antonio. I would love to be able to assist them in the purchase of a home. Just, I've always thought that if I can show some basketball player or Wimbyama, if I could have showed him a house, I can guarantee that guy would never leave San Antonio, and the franchise would benefit from it. So I'm excited about being able to uh, represent my city and be able to do it under EXP. And as an agent, just I am excited about the possibility of showcasing my city to somebody that can make a greater impact. A lot of times when you get these franchise players in your city, it could boost the economy to your city. There's a lot of new things, like we just drafted Wimbyama. Now we're talking about building an arena. So if I could do my part, find them the best place to live and showcase my city, then a lot of cool things could benefit. My city could benefit from keeping that specific player in San Antonio.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So sports and entertainment division is coming soon here to EXP, and Andres, we're looking forward to seeing you and and Wimby together in his first home here in San Antonio, and hopefully he stays there for a while, and bring a lot of prosperity to Texas basketball. But what about you, Tony? Same question to you. What new update and EXP are you most excited about here in 2024?
And Andres kind of touched on it. That's part of our luxury department, and the sports and entertainment part of our EXP luxury branch, which is great. Also, I'm delving into that myself, but so since he took that one, I'll have to say that probably this app, which is just going to make it our being online, able to see things on the eXp.world, where if I was tied up and couldn't quite make certain meetings and things like that, it's just gonna make our job easier, and be much easier to communicate. And of course, we have 800 numbers to call brokers as well. But I think it's great as far as training and things like that. Opens up different options. And so I'm excited about that.
Absolutely. It is something really cool, right? It's, we know we can now access it on our phones. We can access it if you guys really into tech and you own a VR headset, you can actually jump in there through a VR headset and experience it that way as well. So I'm sure that's going to be quite an experience. But again, EXP is coming out with a lot of new programs in 2023. We just talked about some of them: Boost for brokerages, Thrive for teams, Accelerate for revenue share, and also with new divisions coming out, the sports entertainment division to feature athletes, actors, politicians, famous individuals, and also the land and ranch division coming out for agents who want to focus on farm and land and in those kind of bigger acreage
Round them
properties as
up.
well. Round them up. I like that. So let's round everybody up here and we'll wrap up today. But thank you guys so much for sharing your insights and your takes on the new divisions and programs coming out with eXp. I'm super excited about them as well. But other than that, if you guys have any questions about some of these new tools and programs coming out, if you guys are interested in learning about any of these new programs or just interested in getting more information about the eXp business model and the platform itself and see how it can help you and your business, make sure to look at the description down below and you can reach out to either Andres or Tony directly. And I am sure they're going to give you a much more in-depth and in-detail experience of how it can help you and how their experience has been at eXp as well. And we're more than happy to work with you and be in business with you as partners. But other than that, thank you guys again. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you on the next episode of the Real Estate Roundup. Take care.
See y'all soon.